this is the chicken coop. This chicken coop has been around for at least 5 or 6 years. The prior owners, before we bought this house, had chickens, but it looks like they haven't used it for a couple of years. This has 2 windows and a door. The door will probably stay the same, but I'm gonna repaint this entire thing to match the color of the house. As you can see, we are doing some caulking and stuff down below already, and around the trim to make sure it's fully sealed. There's some rain happening around me, unfortunately, on the other side of the city, but we're also gonna be fixing up here and adding some board and doing some more constructive things to insulate this better, while removing some of the actual vents that are no longer needed, as we want this to not have as much of a draft inside and keep it more warm through the winter months. So opening this up here, there's already some electrical in here. We have a electric outlet up there. We have an outlet right down here in the bottom, an outlet at the top, a light, and 2 switches. So this light will actually probably get moved. I'll probably redo most of the wiring here to a thicker gauge. This light will actually probably move up here, and I'll do something above it's an LED instead for a strip. That outlet will probably get moved. This outlet will probably stay where it's at. And this one over here, I will probably move somewhere lower around on this side. And as you can see here, we do have some of the siding and stuff that we will use, as the side over here, as you'll see in a couple minutes, has an actual hole for the chickens where they're coming in and out that opens up and down. And I'll actually be insulating that and making that match the side of the actual wall, so it won't have to be opened anymore and insulated fully. We have a window here I'll actually be getting some screens for and cleaning this up. Definitely have to do some R15 or R13 insulation and take this insulation out, which isn't the greatest. This window is a lot bigger of a window than the other 2 here, so we'll probably use this to do the airbrushing and open this up. I do like having 3 windows here. And then up here, we also, as you can see behind here, there are some vents. We will be closing those up as they will not be needed once I have the 3 windows open, and I want to keep this area sealed, as this will become mostly a paint booth for the time being. A lot of this was insulated, and behind it's very thin stuff, styrofoam, and it had wood, so I'll be taking the wood out, putting up true insulation, putting up drywall, mud and taping it, and then texturing it, and you'll see as I do this the entire way through. But this is the shed. It is an 8 by 4 foot, so it is pretty nice. Definitely with chickens being used prior, we do have to make some changes to it. But right there is where the conduit comes in to the actual shed from down below and comes over from the house with an actual junction box. And we do need to take out a couple more things here. We have a light above, and then this is where that opening is for the chickens that came out. But I will be taking this, taking it entirely off and sealing it from the inside and putting a piece of siding here, 2 by 4, and making this actually be flush, removing this white outer brackets and stuff, and then making this part of a solid wall, as this is no longer needed. The one biggest thing that I will have to try and figure out is how to keep the moths out of here, as we did have a big moth. We were ambushed with moths this past summer, so we will need to figure out how to keep the moths out of here, as long as I feel like I keep it super insulated and stop all the cracks. Definitely finding a way to truly make this door seal better than what it currently is, which is just a piece of styrofoam around the side, as you can see here. On the inside here, we'll just have to get this sealed off better for the moths and the bugs. But other than that, this is the shed. This will be the paint shed for the time being. If I can do an AC or a heating unit during the other months, that's a thermostat based, I'll be able to make it into an actual true hobby shop. And in the future, the 12 by 16 shed down there will be my true hobby shop, if I can run electrical to that and get that taken care of. The backyard definitely is still in the works right now, as we got this house and there was a lot of weeds and stuff around here, so we're doing it as we can. But this is going to be a fun time for you guys to watch me take this chicken coop and turn it into an actual paint booth, as well as a hobby booth, hopefully, for the future. Here's the update of the exterior. We were able to paint it to match the house. I have the other shed down here that we painted as well. That in the future will be the actual full modeling shed, but for right now, this is just going to be the paint shed. Whenever I need to paint something, I can come out here and paint it. So we moved the light that was inside, outside. Up here, you'll see that we actually have put 2x4s up there and screwed them in, off to some caulking around it, and get to where there's no holes or anything for the insects to get through. Around here, we had the chicken coop door. I was able to put 2x4s behind there, screw that in, and secure that in place. I'll have to paint that after I'm done caulking it probably a second time to make sure it's completely enclosed. Up here as well, where there used to be the outline of the old vent, so that was taken care of as well. And then I did put the screen doors on the front. Over on this side over here, that vent is still there, but it only had 3 holes inside. You can probably see it right there, the holes. And so I put caulking inside of there and sealed them up. Leave that vent there because nothing can come in, nothing can go out, and it's just better for looks than having the siding there. And then down here as well was another vent that just opened straight into the chicken coop, and that is enclosed. We have 2 screws right here that I did. That is for the soffit inside that you'll see here in a minute. So let's go inside. So the door is now fully insulated. We had to adjust this to have it extend out a little bit for the actual opening and closing the door. Since we have insulation, we also have the blue light box here. So this is it insulated. We went to butterfly switches instead. We have it entirely insulated around. I took the old outlet from in there and removed it. The outlet that was up here was actually moved to above here in the ceiling for light fixtures, and then we added additional wiring for the light outside. This light in here will be for the one going to light fixtures inside. This one will be for the light outside. We left the box right there. That box where the power actually comes in, we did a soffit right here so we can put the drywall up and get that enclosed and taken care of, and everything behind there. I added a light, I added an outlet down here. I added an outlet here. So this will probably be where the spray booth will be, on a shelf here. And that'll be great for electrical right to the spray booth. And this window I'll be using to vent out the fumes via the duct fan, as it seems to be an easier approach to get that one taken care of for me to vent out when I need to. That outlet down there will actually be for the air compressor and the heater, or this one could be the air compressor and heater. And then coming over here, I had another outlet up here, same height as this one. This one will be sideways, this one will be vertical, so that will be for anything else I need to. I then stuck one outlet up here. I'm thinking I may have a TV up here so I can easily have Roku that's pretty close to the house. We'll get internet out here no problem. I can have a TV in here or something, shelving with a sound system or whatnot. And then another outlet down here. This is all on 20 amp 12 gauge wire, but having more than one outlet. These all can be 15 amps, so these are all 15 amp outlets. These are all to code. Down there is where that opening for the chickens were. It's now insulated and enclosed completely. The vent was down there, that's enclosed. The vent with the holes were enclosed up there, little circular ones, and the other vents was enclosed up there. Everything is insulated. This is a 4 feet wide by 8 feet long, and the ceiling goes from 8 feet down to 7 feet on this side. And that is what the chicken coop was. As you saw the before pictures, this is during the construction with all of the insulation and wiring done. Next weekend I will be doing the first round of mud and tape and drywall, and I will give an update then. Thank you all.